The judge overseeing Donald Trump's federal election interference case just released nearly 2,000 pages of evidence gathered by special counsel Jack Smith. The heavily redacted appendix offers a glimpse of what the jury could see if this case ever goes to trial. It also shows how Smith is working around the Supreme Court's immunity decision to prove Trump's criminality for his actions on and around January 6th. Joining us now, someone we really appreciate being here, MSNBC legal analyst Mary McCord. She is the former Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General for the Department of National Security. She's also the co-host of the podcast Prosecuting Donald Trump.
It's good to see you, Mary.
Good to see you, Mary.
Nice to be back. It's been a minute. So a lot of this was redacted, but I want to pull out
most of it.
What was it?
What was it redacted?
This. Let me give you this. This is really all I got.
She found something.
It's involving a valet on January 6th. Trump asked to watch back his speech that day at the Ellipse when the valet explained some of it was cut off because of the riot. The exchange shows Trump learns about the riot at 1:21 p.m., 3 hours before he tells his supporters to go home. What does evidence like that do for Jack Smith?
Well, I mean, this is part of Jack Smith's overall charges that Donald Trump is responsible, right, for things that occurred on January 6th. And I think a lot of us have known from the House Select Committee's work that Donald Trump was sitting in his dining room watching all of this play out on TV. Various people asked him to do something and he didn't do it. But this bit of this testimony, which was from House Select Committee interview with the valet, does show, the timing exactly, and that, he helped set Donald Trump up in the room, put the TV on, and that's where he stayed.
We kind of joke about the redactions in the document, and so you just kind of go, okay, what was the point? So what was the point?
So I think, Jack Smith had said when he filed this motion, for an immunity determination with appendixes, that the appendix would be more heavily redacted of the sensitive material than the motion. In the motion, they redacted names and the source, grand jury, interview. Here, he had indicated they'd be redacting more content. And that has to be because of the sensitivity of it. I will say, though, that what you do see in the unredacted part you see the things that he needs to show for the court to make the immunity determinations, right? The political nature of speeches, the private payment for the rally on the mall at the Ellipse on January 6th, the things that showed Donald Trump's state of mind as a candidate when he's being told there was no fraud, when when he's meeting with people even the night after the election deciding what to say. So if you do go through what is unredacted, you see it building toward those things that the Supreme Court said Judge Chutkan needs to assess in deciding what evidence is admissible and what evidence is not admissible because it represents official acts for which Donald Trump is
immune. So the redacted stuff is real juicy, Simone.
Yes, but I'm just trying to figure out why is it? I think Mary uses specific words on purpose, and it's sensitive, but it's likely not classified. We're not talking about the documents case. So what is sensitive, and why can't we know?
So sensitive are the things that were designated that way in the protective order way back last year, right? And that was originally designated that way for purposes of discovery, right? Jack Smith and the special counsel wanted to make sure that when they provided discovery, and that's all kinds of materials relevant to the defense, to Donald Trump, that he wouldn't go out and make all kinds of things public that would have witness names and information and things that might subject them to threats and harassment, intimidation. Now it's Jack Smith's choice in many ways, right? He's still obligated under that protective order to redact all the sensitive, but he can come in like he did with respect to the motion and say to Judge Chutkan, here are the things that we now feel comfortable going ahead and being put out there in the public. And now it's Donald Trump saying, wait a minute, you said this stuff was sensitive and you couldn't release it without threats and intimidation, so forth. But it's not Donald Trump that ever had that same interest. He has an interest now because he has a political interest because he's got an election in 3 weeks.
So Donald Trump's doing the media rounds, calling what happened on January 6th a day of love. He is horrifically comparing January 6 rioters to Japanese Americans who were interred. And he had this to say on the Dan Bongino show about Judge Chutkan and about Smith. Take a listen.
This guy is a sick puppy. and they're going to release something else, and always before the election. You know, they want to do it before the election. So election interference. Now it's a terrible thing, what's happening. And the judges, this judge is the most evil person.
I never see anything like it.
She was.
Chutkan.
They all said, well, make sure you don't get Chutkan. And who did I get? I got Chutkan. I got Chutkan. It's
She's
all right.
a real prize.
It's all right.
Okay, so a lot.
A
lot to no. I mean, a lot to unpack in what he said there. I think it's interesting though that Chutkan said to not release this would, in and of itself, be a form of election interference.
This is one of those situations, and I remember facing this as a prosecutor when we had some sensitive investigations going on, you know, in some proximity to the election. You're kind of damned if you do it, you're damned if you don't. If you release things or take an action, you know, too close, you get criticized. If you don't, and it comes out right after, you get criticized because, like, people should have known that. And so she has said all along, I am not going to let, you know, this trial schedule be dictated by your political interests. Those are irrelevant as a legal matter. But in response to Donald Trump seeking a longer stay of the release of this, she said, look, either way, this could be criticized, the same criticism you're leveling, Donald Trump, of election interference.
I know we got to go. I just want, Kyle, don't hurt me. Stormy Daniels, you've got, I'm sorry, he's doing it again real quick on Stormy Daniels and the incentives that he's giving her now.
Well, certainly it was financial, right? It's always financial, right? We will demand less attorney's fees from you because she owed them because of a loss on a defamation suit if you just keep your mouth shut before the election. And, you know, she apparently said no.
I love it.